Look, Sacramento's growth map right now is a hot mess, and I mean that in the most loving and endearing kind of way. Now, some of the areas are exploding with new development, some projects are years behind schedule, and one of the biggest plans that people used to talk about isn't even happening anymore. Meanwhile, there are a few neighborhoods that barely get mentioned that are quietly becoming some of the most interesting parts of the entire Sacramento region, which means that if you're looking to relocate to Sacramento in 2026, the obvious choice might not be the smartest one. Today's video, we're breaking down the real updates for Sacramento in 2026. We're talking downtown resets, the riverfront rise, the med center corridor, airport access, the suburbs that are growing at totally different speeds, and what the actual 2026 housing market looks like. And I'm saving the part for the end that most people completely skip over. Now, the areas that are quietly becoming the smartest move while everyone else is still looking at the same 5 suburbs. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Now, here's the thing about Sacramento. If your read on this region is even 1 or 2 years old, you're probably missing some of the biggest shifts. We're talking new hospitals, new stadiums, new bridges, new retail finally catching up to neighborhoods that have been waiting on it for years. And some of it's genuinely going to change which parts of the region make the most sense for your guys' move. So stick with me through this one, because by the end of this video, you're going to have a much clearer picture on where this region is heading and what moves you actually need to make. Now, downtown Sacramento used to be pretty easy to manage. You got Kings games, concerts in the park, second Saturday art walks, a Capitol run, dinner down at downtown Commons, maybe even Old Sacramento when the family's in town. But then you also have that classic moment where everybody's arguing over which parking garage they left their car in. But the north side of downtown Sacramento is actually starting to make massive moves. And the biggest one is going to be the rail yards. You have a new Kaiser Hospital coming in 2029 with over 300 beds. You have a new soccer stadium coming by 2028 with over 20,000 seats. And you have new housing that's already getting built with almost 500 units to date. Here's why that matters the most for you guys. Once you get a hospital, a stadium, new homes, all in the same downtown spot, it starts to feel completely different. Now, downtown Sacramento already went through this transformation once when Golden One Center took over the old K Street Mall. It brought more jobs, brought more people, and more reasons to be in downtown. Now, on top of the stuff that's already there, like Kings Games, Old Sac, downtown, the Midtown Farmers Market, which in my opinion is not my opinion, but it's one of the best farmers markets in the entire state of California. It's amazing, and there's so many different reasons to go to downtown Sacramento. Now, downtown in Sacramento's urban core rarely comes up on our first Zoom call with clients. We had a Bay Area client that was completely locked in on Folsom and Roseville, primarily a lot of times due to the school district. They wanted more space, they wanted newer homes, newer suburban feels, and a better setup for their family with parks and just all that stuff that's kind of built into a lot of these newer master plan communities. Now, the biggest question that came up, or the questions that we always talk to you guys about, is like, what does your Monday through Friday look like? Not what does your Saturday and Sunday look like, not what does your dream kind of environment look like, but what does the Monday through Friday look like? Are you gonna have a lot of family flying in through Sacramento International Airport? Are you gonna be going to Kings games a lot? Are you gonna be taking the kids to Old Sacramento or the Railroad Museum down there? Do you need to be close to hospitals for those aging parents or those random emergency room visits with those kids? Once we talked through all of that, the whole search got super easy. Now, they still picked the suburb, but now they weren't just looking at the bedrooms and the price and the same 5 suburbs that we always talk about on the channel. That's the point. Even if you end up in a Folsom, a Roseville, or an Elk Grove, what happens in downtown Sacramento actually affects you guys. But real quick, before we keep going, if this is your first time to the channel, we're Lance and my wife Lauren and I are with the Living in Sacramento team, where we make these videos for you guys about what it's really like living, moving, and relocating to the Sacramento and surrounding areas. So we help hundreds of families buy and sell homes here right in the Sacramento metro and all of the surrounding suburbs. We drop videos every single week, so you guys have real boots on the ground info to make the best decision possible. Now, on top of making these videos, Lauren and I are also licensed real estate agents in the state of California, which means that as much as we love making these videos, we actually love helping you more with all of your real estate needs. We can ask you 2 or 3 or 4 questions, and we can probably rule out 97% of the different areas that we feature on the channel. So that phone number is going to be popping up right now. We are the ones that answer every phone call, email, and text message. Or better yet, scan that QR code and book your one-on-one strategy session so we can put together the best game plan on what it looks like for you making the move to the greater Sacramento metro. Now, flipping over to the other side of the river, here's the one that people miss all of the time. When you cross over the Tower Bridge from downtown Sacramento, you're in West Sacramento, which is the completely next county over. It's right next to the core. You have riverfront sports with the Sutter Health Park and the River Cats and the A's right there playing. You have restaurants, you have trails along the river, and it's a totally different feel than Folsom or Roseville. The big area right across the bridge is known as the Bridge District. There's a lot of new development that's happening, and there's a lot of infrastructure that's being put into place in that area of West Sacramento. There's also going to be the new bridge that's planned to replace the old Ice Street Bridge that's over 100 years old. It got delayed, but it's still coming. It came in over budget, but we will see that one eventually. But the Bridge District itself is a massive area. It's over 5,000 new homes planned eventually. There's already plenty of stuff to do there. You got Drake's for food and drinks outside along the river. You've got Sutter Health Park for the River Cats and the A's that are playing there until 2027. You've got Frank Cat if you just want a quick coffee or glass of wine. But drop a comment down below and let us know if West Sacramento has been a part of your comparison conversation, or if you've been completely skipping over it completely, because downtown West Sacramento, baseball, restaurants, trails, they're all becoming one connected area. Okay, so the next one isn't going to be by the water, but it matters even more than the water. And this one's going to be the UC Davis Med Center in the corridor that's already changing things. Now, people throw Oak Park, Tahoe Park, Curtis Park, and the Med Center kind of all into one big bucket, but they're actually pretty different once you drive through all of them. But Aggie Square is going to be the biggest reason why. It opened up last year. It's a new UC Davis project with labs and classroom, housing, and research space. We actually were out there not a few videos back, and it's right next to the UC Davis Med Center, which is already one of the biggest hospitals in Northern California. So the cool thing is you've got more students, you've got more jobs, you've got more people in that whole area. But we're going to break that down real quick, because Oak Park has a real food and art scene. You've got Old Soul Coffee, you've got Fix and Soul Kitchen, the Guild Theater. Tahoe Park is super cute, really close, kind of closer to that Highway 50 side. You got Bacon and Butter for brunch. Elmhurst, really nice houses over there too that sit right next to the hospital, and it's super nice if you work there or you're doing residency there. And then you have Curtis Park, Gunther's, older homes, and easy access to Land Park or Midtown. So if you ask me, should you be in Oak Park or Tahoe Park? It's not that simple. Two houses can both be 5 minutes away from the hospital and feel like completely different worlds. So you got to check the drive, you got to check the parking. Some has parking, some has street parking, some has driveways and garages. Check the turns, check the blocks. The whole area is getting a lot of attention right now, so knowing that exact block to block matters more than it used to. All right, quick pause, drop a comment down below and tell me which corridor you're personally watching the closest right now. Is it the downtown riverfront Med Center side? We read every single one of these comments, and it genuinely helps us figure out which videos to cover next. So the next one's going to totally catch people off guard. Time and time again, the map app lies, especially when you're in Sacramento. A lot of times it can tell you that it's 22 minutes to get from Roseville to the airport, but then traffic stacks up and that whole distance turns into a whole different drive. So remember the basics. I-5 gets you from Elk Grove on the south side all the way up to the airport on the north side. Highway 50 takes you from downtown Sacramento all the way to Folsom, El Dorado Hills, Apple Hill, Placerville. I-80 takes you from Roseville and Rockland to downtown Sacramento. It takes you into San Francisco. It also takes you up to North Lake Tahoe if you want to go all the way out that way too. But don't forget about the airport when you're planning out your entire move. It's getting busier. They're building new parking garages and structures, but if you want to have close proximity to the airport, the next neighborhood is going to move way up on your list, and that one's going to be Natomas. Natomas can be the big winner here, especially when it comes to quick airport runs, or you've got a state job and you need quick downtown access. You've got great food, good shopping there. You've got Sacramento Gateway, you've got Natomas Marketplace, and Garden Highway is super fun too. You've got Virgin Sturgeon, Crawdads, Swabbies all right there on the water. You've got Teal Bend Golf Course right next to the airport. And then North Natomas Regional Park is awesome for getting that outdoor activity in. Now here's the simple version. Test drive the life that you're actually gonna do. Work, school, airport, groceries, the gym, and test them at the times that you're actually gonna be driving them. Not at 2 o'clock in the afternoon when the roads are empty and you guys are here for your random recon trip. Now, before we get into the suburbs and the actual market numbers, if any of this is starting to change how you're thinking about your search, don't try to sort through any of this stuff alone. This is exactly the kind of stuff we help people work through every single week. So call us, text us, email us, scan the QR code. Our contact information is going to be down in the description and pinned in the chat, but we'll walk you through your timeline. We'll talk about your budget, your commute, which pockets of the region that actually deserve your attention for 2026. Now, the suburbs are still expanding at a massive pace, but not all of the growth feels exactly the same. The model home smell is as real as the new car smell, but don't let that smell make your decision for you. Folsom Ranch, West Roseville, Rancho Cordova, Elk Grove, and Lincoln, they're all building, and they're all building fast, but they're all building at totally different stages. Now, Folsom Ranch is one of the big ones. It's on the south side of Highway 50. It's one of the suburbs that you guys absolutely love reaching out to us about. There's about 10,000 homes planned, plus new schools. You have 2 new elementary schools, a new middle school, a new high school on the way, and they finally have a Safeway coming in 2025. And why that matters? Because for a while out there, all you had was houses, miles and miles of houses, but nowhere to buy groceries. You had to go across Highway 50 to the Palladio or the Whole Foods, or if you wanted to work out, you had to go to that Lifetime across the street. So they're definitely getting a Safeway, and they've got a little bit of a med center there. Now, West Roseville also has a similar story, but it's got a lot more stuff going on. You have tons of new homes, but you still have not enough places to shop. It's changing. It is coming soon. You have a Target, you have a Home Depot, and a Raising Cane's all coming to that baseline marketplace where that new Costco just opened up. But it's still not as much as some of these center cores of the Rosevilles or the Folsoms or the Elk Groves. So if you're looking at Winding Creek or if you're looking at Amarusa Ranch, the parts of Roseville are actually getting a lot easier to live in. Now, the next one on our list that doesn't get nearly enough love or attention is going to be Rancho Cordova. Now, Rancho Cordova is more of a long-term play, but there are massive developments out there. They're going to take years to fully build out. Braden, Elk Grove also keeps growing. You've got the Sky River Casino and all that stuff that's going to be over there towards the south with new shopping and new neighborhoods. They're opening up a Whole Foods in Elk Grove. They've also got the Costco down there, Trader Joe's, all that stuff that's kind of in that south section of Elk Grove. And then you have Lincoln that's pushing farther and farther north. It's definitely cheaper, but you've got a longer drive that you got to deal with. I know when I was living up there, I had to work at, Rancho Cordova or downtown Sacramento, and that drive can wear on you quick, especially that Highway 65 coming south into that Galleria section. It's not fun, it sucks. Now, if you're torn between 2 or 3 of these places, drop them down in the comments. We want to see what matchups are creating the hardest decisions for people right now. Before any of these jump to the top of your list, we need to talk about the real monthly payment, which isn't just the price, but it's the taxes, the HOA, and that dirty little word called Melrose, all of it. Now, bad information will cost you real money right now. A headline can make a place sound hot, a builder incentive can make the payment look easy, but you've got to look just underneath that first layer of the stuff that they're telling you about. Homes are taking a little longer to sell than last year. Prices have to be a little bit tighter than they were, but people are still buying. But the market is different. It's not that no questions asked market that we saw a few years ago. A clean, well-priced home will still sell fast, and homes with old photos and prices stuck in 2021, they sit. New construction adds a different layer of pressure because if the builder is offering incentives or a rate buy down, the resale home down the street can have a little bit harder time competing with something like that. So sellers have to be sharper now. Pricing, photo, marketing, it all matters. If you're moving here, that same budget can feel totally different depending on the area, the taxes, and that school boundary. So remember, some of these projects are years away from being done. Some got delayed and some got completely changed. So use the awareness, but let the actual property and the real monthly cost help make the decision. So these are the areas to watch in 2026, and this is going to be that big reveal. So don't turn all of this into a popularity contest. Let's use it to narrow things down, and here's how I'd exactly sort it out. So if you want newer homes where the shopping is finally starting to catch up, I would look at Folsom Ranch and West Roseville. Both are getting their grocery stores and retail filled out pretty thoroughly right now, and it makes a huge difference, especially when Lauren or your wife forgets coffee or milk or creamer in the morning at 6 in the morning. You gotta go to a grocery store, guys. If you don't mind waiting a few years for things to fill out, Rancho Cordova is definitely going to be a great option there. Even Lincoln a little bit too. Lincoln kind of is a mix between a Rancho Cordova area where there's still a lot of infrastructure coming in, but it also has a lot of established infrastructure already built out. So the nice thing is a lot of Lincoln has a grocery store, it has a Sprouts, it has an In-N-Out Burger, so that's really nice. But the question is simple: are you okay with living through new construction for a while? Now, pivoting or switching gears a little bit, if you fly a lot, Natomas is going to be your best bet, or even West Sacramento and Davis might work out pretty well too. Now, if you want to be close to the downtown core or the urban core, rail yards, West Sacramento, heck, even some of the named neighborhoods that are kind of directly around that core of, I'd probably go as far south as the Pocket, Land Park, Southland Park, Curtis Park, Tahoe Park, East Sacramento, Oak Park, all of that stuff that's going to be kind of right in there, and then throwing in the rail yards in West Sacramento. Then you've got Elk Grove, and it's its own beast completely. It's big enough that one part can feel totally different from the other part, west side to the east side, north to the south. But before we wrap this up, go ahead and drop the 2 places down in the comments below that you're personally weighing in. That tells me which map tour I should do next. So before we pick anything, do these 3 things. We're going to check your real monthly payment. We're going to drive these areas in rush hour, and we're going to see if the stores nearby are actually the ones that you want to shop at, because that's a huge thing. I tell it to you guys all the time. Go to these grocery stores, go to the malls, go to the closest things that you're going to do fun, like all the things that you think about as a family. Like, let's go do these things here and see if you guys actually fit and if it fits right. So if Sacramento's on your list for 2026, reach out before you lock one section of the metro in based off of the headlines alone. Maybe you're comparing Folsom and Roseville. Maybe it's Elk Grove and Rancho Cordova, or maybe it's Natomas and West Sacramento. They all feel different and they're all right and wrong for different people, but the whole region can still feel like one big question mark, and that's totally normal. We'll walk you through your timeline. We'll talk about your budget, your commute, your airport needs, your housing styles, and the areas that are worth reviewing in 2026. So call us, text us, email us anytime. Everything's down in the description. And if you're still researching, keep learning on the channel right here. Community tours, home tours, suburb comparisons, market updates, pros and cons, everything that's going to help you understand Sacramento before you need to make a decision. So go watch this video right here. It's the last or the most updated map tour video that I did of the entire Sacramento area. It compares the major corridors, the suburbs, the trade-offs, the housing options, and it's going to help you start before you start to narrow down your search. So click on that video and I'll catch you over there.